Welcome to the podcast Friday Feels, brought to you by the Office of Counseling and Wellness at Berkeley College. I'm your host and personal counselor, Sarah Nickerson. Join our journey with Berkeley students as they navigate the challenges of the current pandemic with strength, creativity, and wisdom. New episodes released every Friday. Thanks for listening. Okay, so Nola, welcome to Friday Feels. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. This weather has been nice. I feel like we've had so much rain and snow. It's really wonderful for it to be sunny.
I know. I can't wait for spring and summer. I hate the winter months.
I know. It's been like so dreary and our daylight is taken from us. We're getting closer though to the summer.
Yes, I'm praying.
So, usually we start by just having the student tell us a little bit about themselves. So, however you'd like to introduce yourself, I'd love to hear.
Okay, so I'm 21 years old. I'm an online interior design student.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is my second semester. Previously, I actually was going to community college for about 2 years, and I was just kind of like, pursuing something I wasn't really passionate about, with like the
Mhm.
pressure of my parents. And just after a while, like it wasn't feeling right. So I made a decision and I was like, you know what? I want to switch to a 4-year school and, pursue something that actually, resonates with me, which is, creativity. So
Yeah.
yeah, here I am now with interior design and I'm really loving it.
Wow. How did that conversation go over with your parents?
Okay, well, I mean, my mom was all for it. My dad, he was a little disappointed because he's like, "Oh, you got so far in this and now you're switching it to this." But, I explained to them, I'm like, I want to do something that's going to make me happy in the long term. And, I was even working, actually, my previous major was early childhood education
Ah.
and I was working in a daycare for a while and it was fun at first, but it got so draining and I was like, this is not how I want to spend the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
I made the change and I'm really happy I did.
Yeah, that's such a brave and courageous choice, but it sounds like it really reflects something that you love and that you feel really passionate about.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of drew you into it's interior design?
Yeah, interior design.
Yeah, what drew you into that?
I mean, I've always just had like a passion for spacing, just how things looks. I've spent like years doing my room. I used to have just like a small room in the downstairs of my house and I actually like renovated my entire attic into like my own room. Took probably about a year to do and
Wow.
I genuinely, yeah, just love creating a space that, feels good to me. And I hope, in my career, I can do that for other people.
Yeah, oh, that's so cool. Is this something that it sounds like it's something that you're sort of you naturally have an aptitude for. Um, what does like, is there something that's been surprising to you about going to school for it that you didn't expect?
Yeah, actually. So my first semester, it's a lot of architectural work. So like
Hmm.
literal planning of spaces, drawing out floor plans of actual places. So I definitely wasn't expecting that. But I mean it is useful.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like a little bit maybe more like strategic or logistical than you anticipated.
Yeah, and I mean it's definitely, preparing me, or if anything, over preparing me for what I'm gonna need to do. So
Oh man, I feel like all of our careers and our fields have those classes and those like underlying things that we're like, okay, this isn't the fun part, but I guess I have to learn it.
yeah, you're like, what does this have to do with this? But I mean
Yeah, it's like necessary or you can see how to like fit into the big picture.
yeah, but yeah, it all works out.
Yeah. How has your pandemic been? Do you live in the city or you live in Jersey? Where are you at?
So I'm in New York. I'm about 45 minutes away from the city. Um the whole COVID thing. So actually, back in 2019, I was diagnosed with a major depressive disorder and generalized
Wow.
anxiety disorder. So clearly, COVID happening after that, made a greater impact on it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I lost my job. I was laid off for basically a year, maybe a little over a year.
Wow.
And so yeah, I mean, it was a really dark time, and I was really feeling stuck in life, you know? It was like a vicious cycle where I just, like, felt like I couldn't do anything. So yeah, COVID
Mhm.
definitely impacted me in a bad way, but I found ways to cope.
Yeah, well, talk to me about that. So, like, it sounds like you were diagnosed. Did you get help? Did you have, like, a good community? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I was medicated. I'm on medications that, work well for me now. I see a
Yeah,
psychiatrist monthly. I do counseling. I don't do counseling as much as I used to, but I just feel like I'm in a better place than I was, when it was
for
really at
sure.
its peak. Coping though, I really I thought about it and I'm like, wow, this is actually really just a time where I can like get to know myself.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I love that. Sometimes I tell people, depression, anxiety, or any other mental related illness, they're obviously terrible and then you suffer a lot, but they also sort of present us opportunities to kind of take a deeper look at what's going on inside of us. I remember reading once this guy said that he would think of his depression as a gentle friend that was just sort of pressing him down towards what needed to be attended to. So that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, that does make sense. One of my therapists actually said, he goes, depression, is it means that your soul isn't where it wants to be right now. And that just like made
Ooh.
so much sense to me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, what did you learn about yourself during that time?
Well, I really started to get in touch with my spirituality. I really
Yeah,
started practicing daily, meditating, um even like manifesting, just all that stuff. I
yeah,
really got into it, like natural remedies and just doing a lot of soul work. And I also even picked up some new hobbies that, I never thought that I'd get into that really helped me cope.
cool. What are some of those?
So I started doing like ceramic pottery,
Oh, nice.
yeah, super fun. Oil painting, and the best part is, this is actually like a way like my friends and my whole family would cope. Every weekend, we'd have, basement karaoke nights.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah, so yeah, we had like a whole sound system in our basement, microphones and music, and we, just sing our hearts out, and very, very therapeutic. It was a lot of fun. We still do
Ah, I love that. That's so cool. I love that you found some hobbies that, um, helped you to cope, but also connected you to other people. I think that that's sometimes really important, and we forget that self care can also involve like connecting to other people in that way.
Yeah, it's so essential because, it was so lonely, being in my
I
room all the
know.
time and only talking to
Yeah.
people online. So, yeah, having that contact with other people can just work so much more than you thought it would.
Yeah. Was there anything about the pandemic that brought like goodness into your life or that taught you something that you maybe wouldn't have learned otherwise?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like it really made me appreciate, what I have, like you can lose everything in a second. And then it really just had me like, sit down sometimes and be like, wow, I really appreciate the things that I have.
Mm, yeah, like a deeper sense of gratefulness. And I would imagine that the meditating and the mindfulness kind of helped with that as well.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's like if I can get through this, I can get through anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for you, what is that I know you said you got more into your spirituality, meditating, mindfulness. Like what does that look like for you? What have you found works for you in that space?
So when I do get into my meditations, I do like a lot of like visualizations of things. So
Mm,
there is like different types of like, thinking of like light energy coming into you,
yeah.
taking out the negative energy. I've even spoken with I don't know if you've ever heard of Ayurvedic medicine. It's like it's
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
I spoke with a specialist and I like had like a consultation with her, and she like went all over with me like my type of doshas, and like she was just able to
Mhm.
read me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this just makes so much sense." So, I mean, yeah, I guess it just means your whole body, soul, mind connection. I really learned a lot about it.
Yeah, I think sometimes we forget that all of those things are connected. Like we'll only focus on our mental health, or we'll only focus on our body, or we'll only focus on our spiritual side, but we're made up of all of these different parts. And it's cool that you found ways to kind of light up each area that was important to you.
Exactly. It's all about balance, is what I learned. It's all interconnected.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So you're studying interior design. Do you have an idea of, what you'd like to do when you graduate?
Well, throughout the courses, I'm learning all like, the different types of fields in it. So, I'm not 100% sure
Yeah.
what route I'm gonna take because I mean there really is just so many interesting topics in it. So, when I get there, I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always tell people like you don't need to know right now. You don't even have to know when you graduate. Like sometimes
Literally.
we only know the step that's like right in front of you, and it sounds like you took that step for yourself, which is like getting back to school and studying something that you're feeling really passionate about.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. And so you're an online student, and can't remember if you said, is this your first semester or
It's my second.
your second semester? Okay. What have been some of the challenges for you with online learning?
I think I'm one of the very small percent that actually enjoy online learning.
Yeah.
Every everybody, had a really hard time adjusting to it. I mean, I chose to do online, but I mean, I guess I just like having that time frame, where, at the beginning of the week, all of my assignments are given to me and I get them done, by Sunday night. So I like having that time frame. The only challenge I think, like I said before, is, the lack of socialization, with my peers. I wish I could get to know my classmates and professors a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you made use of Yammer, or have there been any groups that you've joined, or any ways of connecting that have been good for you?
Yeah, I've joined a couple. I commented on a lot of people's posts. I made a few. So, I mean, it feels really good when I see like people reply to them or like them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yay.
Yeah, I know. It's the worst when you put something out there and then nobody responds. You're like,
Yeah,
"Okay, great."
yeah. There's not too many like students active. I notice it's more like
Staff.
faculty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hear ya, I hear ya. Okay, well, my last question for you will be, if you had to give any sort of words of support or encouragement to other Berkeley students that might be struggling right now, what would you say?
I would say, in this time, I just think it's so important to try to stick to a routine every day because I know a lot of us are staying in bed in our rooms and just feeling like there's nothing to do. But I just think if you stick to a routine or just try something new every day, I mean, whatever it is,
Mhm.
you need to keep yourself going and get to know yourself during this time, appreciate what you have, and I mean, just remember there's there's always that light at the end of the tunnel because I was at a point a couple months ago where I was just feeling hopeless and stuck.
Yeah.
Things are finally coming together, like I just finally got a job and I'm feeling good about life, so I just hope everybody else can figure it out. They're gonna be fine. You're all gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. No, that's, like, so encouraging to hear, because I know that sometimes, people do feel like they're lost, or like there's no hope, or there's no way that they're gonna be able to get out of their situation, and I often tell students, I'm like, "You are not the first person that has ever experienced this, and
Yeah.
you will not be the last."
Yeah, it's just a mindset and you really just you gotta fight.
Yeah, and I love what you said, like, about both having a schedule, like, and having consistency, but at the same time having things to look forward to.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's so important. I know for myself this morning, I just decided I was like feeling so much in a rut, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk around my block, like get some fresh air, get some sunshine. And normally I just, roll out of bed, make some coffee, and start my workday.
Yeah.
And even just that like short little 10 minutes really helped. I
It
was like, wow, I feel like much better.
yeah, something as simple as that can really just, like, change the entire direction of your day, so I encourage
Mhm.
everybody to do that.
Yeah. Well, Nola, thanks so much for being on here today, for sharing with us, and for your vulnerability and your honesty. I know that it's not easy to, share things that have happened to us, but I really believe that the more that we share, the more it normalizes the experience and helps other people to not feel so alone. So, I just really thank you for taking the time and for letting us know, what's been going on with you. And also, I'm super excited to see where you end up. Sounds like you are really following your dreams, and that is always an exciting thing.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm really happy to be on here and share my experience. I have no shame. I hope I can encourage some other people. So, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me come on.
Oh, anytime. Thanks for being here. All right, Nola, have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
That's all for now. Join us next week for another episode of Friday Feels. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. Be well.